Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. You're on the lifeboat. This is your captain speaking, Captain Calhoun. Glad you made it this morning. I missed you guys. It has been a little over 24 hours since I've seen you. Well, a little over 48 since I've seen you. Glad to be here. How is everyone doing today? Aaron Cooper, Rolling Stone, Shannon Smith, Ben Bacon Bits. What is going on? Sandwiches and a chainsaw. Okay, we're going to go with that. Millie the Dandelion. Hello, hello. Violet. I don't know if I've ever said hello to you, but I love your name. Good morning. Welcome in. Also one of my favorite colors. Robin Miners. Hello, hello. Scooby Lee. I live for now. Listening while watching, but hope everyone is having a great day. 111 to all who need them. Yeah, let's put the ones up for anyone in need today. Rolling Stone. Don't throw out in the woodsy woods, eh? I could use some woodsy woods myself. Mama D, hello, hello. If you're still here, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it, even though it's 1 a.m. over there. Charlie Mullins, Lori Abs, Rona Cooley, hello, hello. Jason P, what is going on? All right, guys. How's everyone's morning going? Brianna Miller, hello, hello, hello. It's me, I'm back. Jamie Palmer, Layla Bradley, what is going on? Man, I got something in my throat for sure. Flick Fox, good morning. Sorry to worry you guys yesterday. Had some business to attend to. In the future, I'll probably just have, if I have to do something like that, I'll probably just have the Admiral take over. Wasn't thinking about that at the time. So, we shouldn't be missing days moving forward. Tina Marie, blessed to crochet. What is going on? RSM, hello, hello. I figured we would talk about intent today. I feel like that's a good continuation on the things we've been talking about recently. Boundaries and forgetting what we've been talking about. I have lists of them here. Relapse and like why we do what we do, who we want to be, why we're doing it. So I think intent's important, especially when we're changing behaviors. If we want to change the way we act, if we want to change the way things turn out, I think it's very important that we analyze why we're doing the things that we do. What is the intent behind our behavior? What is the thinking, right? I'm a firm believer that if we change our intent, that everything else will follow through after, right? And I'm not saying that there isn't work to be done after, but it's the first step is changing your intent. Like, I intend to get sober, or I'm not going to be late for work anymore. I intend to go to bed on time. You know what I mean? As opposed to, I really, in my heart, my desire, I really want to stay up a little late, that's actually my intent because that's what I really want. But I want to change that. I would like to shift this desire to stay up an hour or two after I'm supposed to desiring to go to bed on time because of the benefits that it provides. And if I can shift that psychically in my head over time, this will take time. Probably just in little increments, reminding yourself, in the moment, shifting that perspective, shifting that mindset, shifting that intent will inevitably change your behavior. Does that make sense? Everyone with me? Let's get some ones up for LEJ. For anyone new here, ones are good vibes, thoughts, prayers, whatever you're into. We try to keep it ambiguous, but that's what the ones are. The ones are well wishes. My dog, Rolly fur baby, is in an emergency abdominal surgery, but there's only a small chance of success, and selfishly, I can't stop crying. I don't necessarily know if that's selfish. I mean, your loved one is on the cutting table, and they said there was a small chance. I would say that's probably a pretty good time to cry. I'm so sorry to hear this, Ellie. Well, I will definitely be keeping your puppers in my thoughts today. I feel like when they do the leaf blowing in the morning here, they always start right outside my door. But what do I know? It's probably just really loud and echoing out there. He'll be doing that for about 2 hours. The complex is pretty big. Roberta, what is going on, sweet koala? Love you too. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's really hard to concentrate with freaking lawnmower engine. So yeah, the intent behind our behaviors. B. Hendricks, top of the morning. Shelly Kelly, what is going on? Sweet koala, sweet tea. Hello, hello. You can hear the leaf blowing. It's the trees. The trees drop crap. Here, one sec. He's out there with a chainsaw trimming the bushes literally in front of my house. So it's not even a leaf blower. I don't think he can trim that much off those bushes. I could be wrong, so I'm just going to let it ride and hopefully it stops. Um, no, the music's in my ears. I don't think so. But man, is that irritating. I just totally throws me off. It's not super bad, Spanx. Okay, well, that's good. Let's just pretend it's a boat engine. I like that a lot, Brown Miller. We are on a boat and we're going really fast right now. Hence you can hear the engine working really hard. I have a couch in my boat as well, by the way. Welcome to come sit on it or just sit where you're at. And oh, looks like our engine stalled, which is a good thing. Contrary to popular belief, it's a good thing. Ma Sperry, what's going on? Welcome in. Sometimes I do this, Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea says, Spanx, why don't you open the door and tell him to get off your lawn? Sometimes I do that, and usually I regret it. It's like causing friction between the people I live around, you know? But then again, I should be able to speak my truth and stand my ground and say what's on my mind. But sometimes I do that, and it doesn't come out right, I guess. I don't know. I'm always nervous that I'm going to lose my mind and yell at somebody, which is never a good thing. I can fly off the handle pretty quick. Becky USA, Tribe Called Duff, hello, hello. Throws you off when you're training people? I'm so sorry. He's on bush number 2 now. I can hear that it has moved about 5 feet to the right. So this should be done in about, I would say like 120 seconds. We'll see. This boat is fast though, ain't it? But anyways, the intent behind our actions, right? I use because I want to get high, because I want to escape, right? Or I go to work because I need to provide for my family. I got bills to pay, you know? I got to keep this roof over my head. But identifying this intent is essential. And this may not be everything in your life. It might just be one aspect that you're trying to change. But I tell you, identifying the intention behind the action in question is essential. Regardless how big or small this action or this behavior is, there's something we want to change. And we're going to break things down to do so. I talked about asking how instead of why recently. Like, why is this happening to me versus how can I move forward? The how is useful in some situations, but when we're trying to change the way that we move through the world, when we are trying to change our behaviors, quit addictions, quit doing negative things, asking why is not useful. Asking why will get you stuck in a victim mentality. Why is this happening to me, right? Instead, I ask, how can I move forward? When the chips are down and something happens, I say, hey, how can I move forward here? And usually that starts with, the intention behind the action. Like, how did I get here? Well, I set out to do X, Y, Z. I ended up with A, B, C. So where's the disconnect, right? The intent is going to be a part of a lot of your spiritual toolkit. A lot of the tools that we bust out are going to be um, using the intent in tandem. There we go. My words are not good today. And this can be applied to great effect in journaling, in peeling the onion, etc., reflecting. When we're practicing our presence of mind in the moment, we can figure out our intent. Now, my notes are pretty choppy too. I also would like to mention, I don't get too caught up in what other people's intent are. I mean, sometimes it's a good exercise or a fun exercise, or sometimes I do, wonder about other people's intent. But um, other people's intent, other people's mind, other people's mindset is a mystery. I can have some pretty decent accuracy, figuring my own intent out and figuring my own mind out. But when I try to do that for somebody else, my accuracy drops astoundingly low. So I would like to just say that and say, I don't think other people's intent are really our wheelhouse. I think it's just us. We work on ourselves, and we're going to leave it at that. And that's going to protect you. It can be really easy to lose oneself in someone else, in a romantic sense, in a recovery sense, in an everything sense. And right now, in this sort of situation, in this time, we need to focus on ourselves. Otherwise, we might not make it out. We might not make it to the finish line, right? And while I say finish line, it's about the journey, folks. There is no destination greater than what we do right now today. So make it great. Miss Chicago, what's going on? 1% better every day. I like that a lot, Lori Abs. I just try to do better than I did yesterday. Today, that's pretty easy. I mean, I did some great things yesterday, but I definitely dropped the ball here. Or as far as doing a live. So I'm already better than I was yesterday. Journaled before bed last night, huh? How was it? Anything great come up? Did you sleep easier, Lori? Seventh son, what is going on? Boom, 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 boom. Just reading. Bagels would be nice. Did you bring bagels, dude? I could use a bagel. I trimmed my mustache and I'm pretty sure it's dry, mostly. Oh, that is pretty sweet of you to say seventh. How are you today? And how is your daughter? How's your family, dude? How are things? Oh my gosh, that engine better stay stalled, I swear. Sweet tea. These are stabs. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. I can move them. Check that out. Wow. We got the journal over here, and we got a stuffed animal pillow thing here, and we got the hat back there. And the engine is stalled, so maybe we're good. Maybe we're home free now. Dude, absolutely. I wish I could ask every single one of you individually, but we'd probably be here all day. I try to when it's organic and it comes up, I try to check in with you guys because I miss you guys. I have noticed that I have a lot of messages and emails, and I have to admit sometimes I get overwhelmed. Especially yesterday, what I was doing was doing some five work. I was doing some recovery work with someone I know, and what was I saying? What was I freaking talking about? Oh, so, and I realized because I missed the boat, a lot of you messaged me and I haven't looked at them yet. I know that they're there, but they're not read because I haven't clicked on them. I just want you guys to know sometimes I get a little overwhelmed, and there's no judgment being passed. I just sometimes I need to wait to engage sometimes. So no, just know I will be getting back to you in the messages. I will be getting back to you in the emails. I just, sometimes I get overwhelmed and I have to take a break from doing it. That doesn't mean I don't want to hang out with you. That doesn't mean I don't want to talk to you. That doesn't mean I'm not wondering about your well-being, how you're doing, how your day's been. It just means that I can't handle myself for a little while. So I gotta do something for me. And, maybe today would have been a good time to talk about that. When you all are familiar with being overwhelmed, right? That's pretty simple. That's pretty basic. Everyone gets overwhelmed. In recovery, you're stripping away all of your support mechanisms and then building new ones, right? You're taking away the drugs and the drink or the food, whatever it was that you were using to cope. And then most likely you're going to find out that you have no ability to cope because you've never developed it, right? Because, you started whatever this behavior was, drinking, drugging, or overeating, whatever the case may be at a young age, right around the time where we develop coping skills, right? So that being said, when one becomes overwhelmed, especially in early recovery, it's very important that we have a plan, that we know what to do, because things start looking a whole lot different behind those glasses. Things start to, my judgment goes askew, right? I feel like the world has a certain tint on it all of a sudden, and I can't trust my chooser. So it pays large dividends to have a plan in place, or at least have an idea of what I'm going to do in that situation. I guess we talked about this a little bit yesterday as well. You got to be able to recharge your batteries, and you got to be able to remove yourself from stressful situations so that you can gather yourself. You got to have the presence of mind to do that. And sometimes it is just a matter of recharging. Sometimes it's not a matter of fixing anything. Sometimes it's not a matter of journaling my heart out, and just getting to the bottom of it. Sometimes it's just a matter of doing something that makes me happy selfishly, because that's what I need. That's what my soul needs, right? To recharge, to feel good again, to get that confidence, that shine back. And I definitely haven't been feeling very shiny for the past couple of days. But after doing that work yesterday, I felt in dire need of doing some selfish stuff. And you know what I did? I watched Star Wars: A New Hope on my couch right there. And I didn't do anything else for the whole time that it was on. I just watched it. And that made me really happy. I felt great after that. It's amazing what a little me time can do. What, that movie's like an hour and 40 minutes? It's not very long. That's all it took. Honestly, I could have done it in less time if I had just, done a little workout real quick on the Broflex. An hour later, I'm great. 30 minutes later, I'm great. I love that, Shannon, or pardon me, Blessed to Crochet. Mary Jones, I love this. A disco ball is hundreds of pieces of broken glass put together to make a magical ball of light. You aren't broken. You're a disco ball. Hell yeah. Wharton Fissel. That does sound like a nice spiral, sweet koala. Brain fog when I'm overwhelmed, which happens way too often, and then I get depressed or anxious. Yeah, if you have a little plan in place, that you can create a little plan when you're cognitive, when you're firing on all cylinders, and it'll help you out in this situation because then you can fall back on something that's already been decided with a clear head. You know what I mean? You don't have to decide a whole lot. You just follow the footsteps that you've laid out for yourself. I think that would benefit you largely, sweet. I know it benefits me largely because the same thing happens to me. I get this brain fog, dude, and the depression is wild. I have the hardest time shaking that once I fall into it. I'm getting better at it, but um, this crazy life is so complicated. I feel like I need so many different things to feel good and to like be effective. And I wonder how much of that is real and how much of that is a construct of my mind. I don't know, but I just know that in order to be effective, I do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know, I do all these things. And I often will drop one of those letters on accident because I'm not consistent. So things to work on. Candy's life, what is going on? I'm going to go tend to my garden. Nobody cares that I'm here anyways. Have a great day, everyone. Well, I totally care that you're here. You were here. Hope that you have a great day in the garden, Candy. I think that was the first thing that you said, the whole chat. Kind of rude, but that's okay. I'm going to let it go. Sanitarium, what is going on? I have more to say about intent. Is Jeremy Shelton in here? I see his name scrolling by. I'm not seeing Mr. Shelton, but again, I don't see everything. My eyes could be missing it. I would love to be all of these things, Pat, I have to say. A commercial announcer would be cool. I could definitely be a model. An actor would be cool. I feel like I don't want to really be involved with any of those industries, but it would be really fun to do those things for a living or just for fun even. I mean, I commentate sometimes just for fun. Oh, you guys ever get like one of those eye boogers that's like just crusted onto your stuff, to your thing, as it were? Well, I always wonder what those things are. What are they? They're so crusty and hard. They hurt. Jeremy Shelton is everywhere. He's like the force. He penetrates us, you know? All living things. These pretzels are making him thirsty. What's going on, Jeremy? Good to see you. Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hello, hello. What's going on? Discovering the why of things can be beneficial in the process of changing behaviors, right? We want to get to the root of why we do things. I guess that's the whole deal with the recovery, right? Why did we get high in the first place, right? Why did we start walking this path and then we're not able to get off of, you know? The root is definitely what we're after. Knowledge is power, and knowledge of self is probably the most powerful knowledge you can get. Because what do we have control over? Well, ourselves, and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Everything else is outside of our control. So the more knowledge you can glean about yourself, the more you can know yourself, the better off you're going to be doing this. Well, I'm sorry that I missed your comment, Candy's Life. It's no big deal. I mean, I want you to feel welcome and seen, uh, but telling everybody that we don't care about you is not the nicest thing to do when obviously we do. You can see the outpouring of love from bunch of people. I'm not going to count them, but it's a lot of people. Yeah, maybe I spoke too quickly with the rudeness or whatever, but I appreciate you. I like you here, and I hope you stay. Once we understand, it's harder to continue on and on. There's this saying where you get sober. You go. I learned this in AA. You go to AA, you get sober, or whatever, and then you go back out and start drinking again. And they say you can't. You can't have a belly full of alcohol with a head full of AA or something like that. And basically, what that means is, in that situation, when you go back out and you get drunk or whatever, all these things you've learned are playing in your head, like, "Yo, I have a disease." Like, "Yo, I'm not gonna be able to stop. I don't know how many drinks I'm gonna have. I don't know." Those are just things off the top of my head. But the tape will start running with all these things you've learned. It's probably the same here. If you were to go back out and relapse, right? Physical relapse, like all the way relapse. Now all the things that we've been talking about here are stuck in your head. You can't get rid of them. They're in there. I put them there, And knowledge is power. That in itself can keep you sober. Well, not keep you sober, but that in itself is a tool. Having that knowledge circulating in there when the chips are really, really down. And then I wrote it right here: with a head full of knowledge, belly full of recovery. Anyways, I got a quote for you as well, and then we're going to hang out a little. You can't win them all, but you can't keep losing. That's my quote for the day. That's one of my favorites. I say that one a lot. Hey, Beta, what's going on? Dominic Doring, hey, hey, hey. Which one's the song lyric? You want to see my coffee pot? You know? My grandma got it for me a couple years ago. I told her I wanted a French press and a teapot, and she hooked it up. Ben Bacon Bits, what is that from? If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. That sounds too new to be Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu spoke in a different way. Lol, Jeremy Shelton. I like to say blessings, because who am I to bless somebody? I'm no holy man. I just say blessings, many blessings. And sneezes are usually like 1, 2, or 3, right? Sometimes they come in packs. So when it happens again, I always feel stupid saying bless you a bunch of times. So I just say many blessings. Jimena, what is going on? Good morning. How is your day? The Tim Hortons, was that the coffee you sent me? Here, let me, one sec. I have not yet. I just today got to the bottom of the thing I keep my grounds in to keep them fresh. So now I'm gonna open one of the other bags up and probably put them in there. Pretty sure those are whole bean though, so I guess I don't have to. I could just make a cup of it. I could make a pot. I will and let you know, Robin. I did not. I have not tried those yet. I've tried the maple bacon stuff, and I'm just getting through my second bag of cream coffee that you sent me. Speaking of, this cup could use a wash. You're a try sneezer, 7th? Dominic says, I no longer can sit in my self-pity without knowing it's just selfishness and 1,000 forms of fear. What's going on, man? Oh, how are things? Oh, my connection lost. 5x5? 5x5 by 5x5? Okay, I'm good then? I'm good then. Sometimes that door closes so the next can open. I love that, Robin. Oh my. Truer words are rarely spoken. I'm having a rough morning, guys. One more time. I'm not going to blame it on Monday because I'm in charge of my friggin' Monday. You know what I mean? And I'm going to make it great. I refuse to submit to this terrible Monday thing. I'm going to make it great. I'm going to make it what it is. Everything's good, says Dominic, just explaining how I'm no longer ignorant. So there are no more excuses or reasons to make decisions based on my feelings. And this is what we're talking about right here, folks. This is the whole point behind finding out the intent of your actions and filling your head with this knowledge, having these conversations that we have in the morning. There's no more excuses anymore, and once we arm ourselves with that knowledge, once we know that we're making decisions based on our feelings and not logic, it becomes pretty clear what needs to be done. I'm all about making things real simple, and honestly, when it's real complicated, I like to make it black and white. It's like there's this and there's this. There's no gray area here, right? We need to really make a decision. So I'm a big fan of simplifying stuff. I'm a big fan of making it as easy as possible, right? This journey is hard enough. The task at hand, what we're talking about, is hard enough. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. Probably is the hardest thing I've ever done. So we try to make it easy. Try to get some tricks. Try to get some, I don't know, yeah, like writing in the book. That's really easy, right? It's really simple. Just write my stuff down in my journal. Huge boon. It's a huge game changer. What else? The support system, just talking to your people, right? A lot of the things that we talk about for tools are really easy. And that's by design. That's totally by design. We want things to be easy. We want them to be exciting. We want, sobriety to be exciting. I tell you what, I definitely wouldn't still be doing this if it wasn't fun. You know what I mean? I would have gone back and just let it all go. But life is fun. Life's hard, but life's fun if we make it that way. So I try to make things easy. Try to simplify as much as possible. Especially like the inside of my mind is so complicated. There's a tornado going on next to a beach party. Like it's really crazy in there. So I try to just simplify stuff as it comes out. Flickfox says, I hate the gray area. Probably why I liked math so much. Wrong or right answer, no interpretation. I like that. I never was a big fan of math, but I was always pretty darn good at it. I haven't practiced in many years, so I'm probably not good anymore, but it always made sense to my brain. Sweet Koala says, Spanx, what are things when you look back you wish you had done differently? This is a tricky question. I try not to ask this one very much because it's easy for me to get stuck in the past on decisions that I've made. Like, for example, I wish I would have left Lucy after the first year. I wish I wouldn't have punched that guy in the face. That's my number one. Um, if y'all have been around for a while, you probably remember my Lucy story, or not my Lucy story, my Roxy story, Roxanne, not the drugs, the girl. My first love of my whole life. I don't think that we were gonna ride off into the sunset or anything. I was in a bad way when we met, but we were together for a while, and I punched a guy while we were together for getting physically aggressive with her, and I crushed his eye socket. I only hit him one time. It wasn't like crazy or anything. I mean, I guess it was crazy, but I hit this guy at a running speed and just crushed his freaking head. And he's alive. He's good. He had to have facial reconstructive surgery. It's a long story, but that being said, I would not do that. I would hella not do that. If I had one, that would be it. That one changed my life forever. And, I'm grateful for the place that I am now, but that set me on a path. I was already on a path of just tragedy, but I think that was not a good move. I mean, who's to say? If I hadn't done that, maybe I would, who knows where I would be, right? That was a long time ago too, but I regret that. I try not to regret stuff. I regret the crap out of that. That was a bad decision. That was just a bad decision. And it benefited me in the long run. It got me out of there. But that might have happened anyways. Who knows? It's hard to, the what ifs. See, I get lost in the what ifs. I try not to do that. But yeah, I would have to say that's the one thing. What about you, Sweet Koala? What would you do differently? No regrets. No regrets, dude. I forget what movie that's from. Super funny though. I do not know who you're talking about, Sweet Koala. You're talking about Kurt Cobain? The sum of all my experiences? You're looking at it. It's me. Anger is the one emotion I hate the most, says Brianna Miller. It makes me feel so out of control. Yeah, that feeling of being out of control is not comfortable, huh? I tell you what. I do need a hat rack 7th. Oh, that reminds me. I should put an Amazon wish list together today. And I need to fix my PayPal account for the website. I don't think that I can take payments right now because they want me to upload a photo ID or something. They want to make sure I'm legit. When people started buying the journal, they were like, whoa, this account, is it a robot? I don't know. I don't know what the heck they're thinking, but they closed it down and they said, send us a picture of your ID. PayPal did. So probably should do that too. That's probably why the journals haven't sold in a few days. Speaking of, we have the Lifeboat Journal Companion for sale on thelifeboat.live. It is a PDF file that is a collection of questions for every day of the year. And it's designed to help you peel the onion. It's designed to help you start journaling. So if you're having a hard time journaling, if you're having a hard time getting started, if you're having a hard time staying journaling, the Journal Companion is for you. And most of the questions are seemingly innocuous, but there are questions in there on special days, days that we've identified as maybe problem days. I don't know what another word to say, but anyways, on those days we have special onion peeling questions that will get you to look at yourself in a critical way. It'll be great. It'll be great. So go on over to thelifeboat.live, check that out. I'll type it into the message box here. Also, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. Ward Fissel says, my wife won't stop drinking nowadays, and it's hurting her and the whole family dynamic. She had a scrappy childhood and embraces it as a excuse, won't let it go. Things are always much more complicated, Wharton, when you're talking about marriage and family. But like right out the gate, I mean, if her drinking is a problem and it's affecting the whole family dynamic, it needs to change. And I mean, you're not in control of her, right? She gets to make her own decisions, but you are in control of you. If I were in your shoes, Wharton, I would start thinking about what I have the power to do, right? What am I willing to do? I guess is probably the first question, though. You know, it's close to the heart. It's your wife. It's your family, right? Yeah, you're not alone, Wharton. That's right. And dude, my heart goes out to you. I would not want to be in that position. But I will say, I've never been married, so with a grain of salt here, but my dad once told me right before I broke up with Lucy, he was like, look, do you want to be 5 years down the line, or God forbid, 10 years down the line and still feel how you feel right now? Or do you want to friggin' start over? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's what you should do. Your situation is vastly different from mine. But like, you can't save her. You can't take care of her. I mean, you can take care of her, but I mean, don't let her drag you down. That's for sure. You're doing well, right? Obviously, we want to see her doing well, but she has to make that decision, dude. You can't make it for her. So protect yourself. Much love, Wharton. My heart goes out to you. Let's get some ones up for Wharton and his wife and his family. Thank you for posting that, Shelly Kelly. There's so much going on in my head right now. Dominic says, I wouldn't change a thing except to respect more people than I did in the past. That's a good one. That's a good one. I definitely can get behind that sentiment 100%. I agree. I definitely could have had some more decency along the way, you know? Sweet Koala says, I wished I left my abusive relationship. 10 years wasted. Feel a lot of regret. Well, you're here now. And now is what matters. You're not there anymore. Man, everybody's singing today. It's a sing-song kind of day, huh? Shout out to my dad. He's the best. And Reese, also the best. Oh, if you're out there and you see this, I love you. You're the best. I might just get out of here, folks. I'm struggling today. I'm gonna, I think, immediately clean my environment and have some bacon and eggs. And then had a plan today. Did I tell you guys what my plan was? Because I have forgotten it. Here, we're going to make a list together, y'all. Otherwise, I'm not going to stay on track. My routine is in shambles. I need to reassert the dominance I have over my own life today. We're going to clean. We're going to that. Gonna do this. Today's going to be a busy day, folks. I'm also going to watch The Empire Strikes Back today. That's 100% going to happen when I find some free time. Got to keep the good times rolling. Jeremy Shelton says, when I search for healing, I think of these wise words. We were at the beach. Everybody had matching towels. Somebody went under a dock and there was a rock. It wasn't a rock. It was a rock lobster. Ow. Ow. I mean, you definitely don't want to search for healing under the dock wearing a towel, sitting on a rock that's actually a rock lobster. You know, 100% not where you're going to find healing, you know? You might need some special healing after that. Absolutely, Wharton. We love you, man, and I hate to see crew members struggle like that. But you know, this life's rough. It happens. Things are complicated and stuff. And I wanted to say a different word there, but yeah, man. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for showing us your heart. Let me know if I can help at all, brother. I'm here for you. I love this, Brown and Miller. Dr. Phil says, the only thing worse than staying in your situation for a year is staying in your situation for a year and a day. Wow. Prolific. Jimenez says, I wouldn't change anything. I have lived in my life. I wouldn't be me today if I hadn't had that experience, and I am happy with who I am now, regardless of the pain I get sometimes. Man, I tell you what, I resonate with that super hard. That's what it like. The sentiment behind me not wanting to change or have regrets, change the past or whatever, is this right here. Because everything, no matter how good or bad I've done or experienced, it led me here to this moment, which is beautiful, a beautiful moment. And I can't guarantee I'd be here without it. So just gratitude for my path and where I'm at, you know? Right? Why do we stay after it's clear that it's toxic? Sweet Koala says, Spanx, that's exactly what I felt. A relationship of 10 years. I should have left after 2 when it was clear it was toxic. I can't imagine staying 8 years after. I stayed a whole year after, and I was about to stay more, right? I mean, shit, I guess I can't imagine staying many years after. If my dad hadn't spoken those words to me, I probably would have killed her, dude. I don't know. I don't think we would have made it very far. I probably would have killed her. Which I'm really grateful I got out of there, man. That's not who I want to be. That's not what I want to do, how I want to feel, right? How I want to act. We're much better apart. When she sees me, she'll still run up and like say hello and stuff. It's very strange. She obviously thinks about things very differently than I do. Like it's just a game for her. It's not, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about her anymore. I feel like Vader is more like Luke's dad's evil twin. Love throws us off our center. Bad juju, man. I think it's intended to, Rolling Stone. If it's properly balanced, it throws you off your center, and then you guys can orbit each other, right? You guys can orbit the same center, or you can just be completely independent and then just, you know, just kind of have encounters. I don't know. I'm not the love doctor, that's for sure. I'm definitely not Hitch. Someone get Will Smith on the phone. We need some answers here. I wonder why that is, Sanitarium Radio. Sanitarium says girls can be friends after, boys usually cannot. I usually don't have this problem, but I went really deep with her. I usually don't have this problem at all. But dude, I guess it also speaks to how much she hurt me, though. You know how much I hurt myself. I gave her everything, and I did not get what I bargained for. Blooming work. Well, I'm grateful you have a job. In this economy, no, I'm just playing. But for real though, I'm grateful you have a job. No, Leia is Vader's daughter. Have you guys even seen this movie? I'm somewhat of a Star Wars scholar. I wonder if I have any Star Wars books right next to me. I have a library of Star Wars books. Keep Will Smith's name out of your mouth. I know, right? Definitely don't speak on his wife. He might come up here and smack me, dude. He might just bust in the door and be like, "What?" That would be funny, dude. Then I'd be famous. Then I would just come out with a comedy special, and everybody would see it. You know. Luckily, Chris Rock was already famous. Just gave him a fat boost. Decisions, man. I can relate with Will Smith's sentiment though. Like, I get it. Definitely not the right move to make, but like whatever emotions he was feeling, I have felt those more than once. You know what I mean? Hate to see it on live television, for sure. Hello, everyone coming and listening. What's going on? Conversations with Christy. Dude, you didn't like the Ewoks, Ben? I don't know if we can be friends anymore, dude. The Ewoks are like Jawas, but better. They're like Jawas that don't steal your stuff and strip it for parts. They're like Jawas that don't leave your cars on blocks. They're like Jawas that live in the trees, you know? I will attempt to locate you, Millie, on Facebook. I'm on there. I just try to stay off of there, if that makes sense. But I am on there. I'll see if I can find you and send you a little message. It will be coming from a name called Dreamwalker because one day it sounded like a good idea to change my name on Facebook to that. And now it's stuck that way for a little while. Always do your best. What you plant now, you harvest later. That is darn right, Seventh. I like that a lot. Maybe we should have, it seems like we have quite a few Star Wars fans here. Maybe we should do like a Star Wars trivia. I can flex all my crazy Star Wars knowledge. But really, that's not what it's about. It's about hanging out and having fun. The Ewoks were cannibals. They ate people. I don't know about that, dude. I don't know. I think you're just saying stuff, Jeremy. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm also a Lord of the Rings scholar, but there's like a little less excitement for Lord of the Rings inside of me, so I'm not as learned, but I do know quite a bit. You may know more about Lord of the Rings than myself, though. I'm not confident because I haven't put the time in that I've put in with Star Wars. Oh yeah, we are friends on there, aren't we? Well, I will send you a message. Send me a message. Let's get messaging, Millie. Let's take it there to Message Town. And thank you for being so kind and nice. I don't know what you owe me a thanks for, but I'm here for it. You stumbled upon my Facebook yesterday. Yeah, I try not to get on there. I really don't get on there a whole lot. I haven't really like posted anything for a really long time. All the stuff on there is pretty old, but it is still a method of connection and communication, so I leave it. You know, I leave that door open so that I can use it. You bought the Silmarillion the other day, Jamie Palmer. Are you familiar with what that book is? It reads very differently than the Lord of the Rings. And the Lord of the Rings read very differently than every other fantasy novel in existence. Because Tolkien, but anyways, just in case you don't know, the Silmarillion is written as a history. When you get into it, it's written like, I don't know if you've read the Game of Thrones book Fire and Blood, the Targaryen dynasty or whatever. It's like the Targaryen history. It reads like that. It's like an almanac. So it will have dates and events, dates and events, dates and events. And there will be lots of words, right? Like it's not like it's going to be bullet points, but just the way that it's structured is more of like a historical accounting than of like a novel, you know? It is a novel, it is fiction, obviously, right? But it's going to like lay out the historical events of Middle Earth. It's really, really cool from that perspective, right? But man, what a dry read. Some of the stuff that happened in that time period is awesome, like super duper awesome. They should make movies about it, kind of stuff. But that being said, the way that it's written is dry. I have it somewhere. I have that one. I'm an owner of that book. It is better to Facebook message me. The Facebook Messenger is less intimidating for my subconscious, and that's the simple answer of why. I still do the emails, but my brain is less accustomed to doing so. Like I've been doing Facebook since Facebook, right? So it's, I don't know, it's just more comfortable for my brain. I can do both though. It doesn't really matter. If there's something, if you need me right this second though, message me. You know what I mean? Like if it's some sort of urgent, definitely message me because I'm not going to be able to email you back in time. Well, Sweet Koala, that's probably a good thing. Sweet Koala says, I don't have any social media and I'm 30 years old other than YouTube. Do you have enough connection in your life? Do you feel like you're getting interpersonal interaction enough? That's really the question because that's really all that social media does is enable you to interact without interacting, if that makes sense. But I think social media is not necessarily the healthiest thing for our brains. Not at least in the way that we use it. You know what I mean? Discord is invasive. I don't know what you mean by that. Invasive like anti-cheat software that's installed in your kernel? Or like invasive like phishing? Dream Walker. And it's spelled like this. There's only one of me. Well, there's probably more, but I wonder if this is wise. Let's see. Thingamaburbs. All right, y'all. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. Yo, Rick Spicer. Good to see you. You've probably been here the whole time, but I just saw your name for the first time, so I'm giving you a shout. Much love, Rick. All right, Millie, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I'll check that out to make sure I'm available. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I hope you have a great day. I know I'm gonna make today what it will be. I'm gonna create what I want out of today. I'm gonna just reach into the ether, just pull out all this awesome stuff, and it is gonna be my day. So that being said, love yourself, and I'll see you soon. All right, most likely in the morning, but I'm still planning on invading my dad's stream, so keep an eye.